doing good. How about you? Everybody keep the crowd on LinkedIn. Okay.
How different does it feel for you now in your second year here?
I feel like I developed a lot more. I feel like I took some lessons from some older guys. I feel like I soaked up all the energy and all the gems that they gave me, and I feel like I put them on the field this year to make myself better.
Ryan, they talked about you the other day. Obviously, talent's undeniable. It's consistency. How much have they drummed that into you, and how close do you think that you are to getting consistent?
I feel like at this level, consistency is like the key factor. If you can't do it on every play and every down, you're not going to get it done. At this level, at Ohio State, we need everybody to be on all 10. Everybody know their assignment, everybody doing their assignment. So I feel like every day I work on being consistent, just knowing what I got to do, how I got to do it, and why I got to do it.
Are you getting close?
Oh, yes.
So what can people expect out of you this year?
Just a hard-working tight end, ready to learn some more. Obviously, it's not over with. Just a tight end that's striving to be the best person he can be.
When you talk about inconsistency, what were you inconsistent at? Like, what were some of the struggles you had?
I feel like just coming in, learning the playbook, that took me a little bit longer than it should have been, I feel like, from my end. So just knowing the plays and being consistent is getting your job done every play when you needed to get it done. I feel like last year I didn't get it done as much as I needed to, and this year I made improvements.
You mentioned learning lessons from some older guys. What were some of those things that you picked up from some of G and some of the other guys?
Yeah, some of the small gems, just getting your backside hand and on certain plays, knowing what the read is. Just getting small things. It's not nothing major like you have to do this on that play. It's just certain skills and tricks that you learn from the older guys.
How have you developed as a blocker in your time here so far?
Well, I've gotten bigger, so it's gotten easier. The blocking part has definitely came into play. When I'm blocking bigger guys, I'm more efficient, more consistent, as they would say, on blocking. So I feel like I've gotten better.
Was there any mental shift that had to occur for you with that, or was it always something that you embraced as readily as you did?
It was just something I had to learn a little bit more. It wasn't nothing mentally that I had to change. I was always a dog from the beginning. I had the mentality to just go. So you got to bring a little bit more.
How much bigger are you now than you were?
I feel like I think I came in my freshman year at like 235, right around 55 right now. Yeah.
How well you moving?
Moving amazing, I feel like.
I mean, do you feel like, when last year a couple of kids go with the guy, obviously it's a guy, especially as a freshman. Do you feel like this year it's more wide open? G's a veteran, but not as established as he was. But this is the year you really could make that move.
I feel like the best man to go out there, honestly, it really doesn't matter about seniority, but G is getting the job done right now. He's an older guy. I'm still taking gems from him. I'm still learning things from G. So I feel like the spot is for who goes out there and do their job.
He said that last year he was on you like every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
What was that like? And he said it hasn't had to be like that this year.
I mean, I obviously as a young guy, when an older guy is on you every 24/7, like every play, kind of get, I wouldn't say annoying, but it's like, dang, get off me a little bit. But it definitely helped me. I feel like it helped me in the long run. He was giving me good advice. He didn't tell me anything wrong, so I appreciate G for that.
When, I don't know how much you guys listen to stuff, but when you hear Ryan Day say what he said about you last week and how much they kind of need you to emerge, how do you take that as a player when you hear Coach talk about that?
What he completely say, I sometimes, you know. Appreciate you.
He said he has the ability, he has the competitiveness. I love being around him on the field. He's just got a great way about him. He's learning how to continue to finish. There's a couple of clips of him that we showed the team room the other day, finishing down the field and playing hard, continuing to focus on his job and knowing exactly what to do when he's on the field. Playing tight end is not easy. It's certainly not easy anywhere you play, but it's not easy at Ohio State. You got to be able to run routes like a receiver. You got to be able to block like an offensive lineman. You got to be able to protect like a running back. And he also said, like, we need you to be that.
Well, I feel like that's great to hear from your head coach, especially at this high of a level. You hear your head coach praising you, giving you good pats on the back in team meetings. I just feel good me being up there, letting my team see me do good, showing extra efforts. but it is some things I gotta come into play and make some big plays.
You physically, like it would seem like high school was pretty easy for you. Is that a fair thing to say?
I feel like I dominated in high school. Yes.
So when you come here and you're starting from scratch, and maybe some of the things that you were able to get away with high school, you can't get away with anymore. What's that transition like in trying to develop actually as a tight end versus just being better than everybody on the field?
Honestly, I feel like it's high school again. I wasn't always dominant in high school. It's just like my last 2 years, I sprouted and I did what I needed to do. This first year was a developmental year. The second and third year is when we pop out and be the hardest fighting unit on the team. Tight ends rule the world.
How much do you talk to your dad about football? Obviously, he was a player, and you try to share his experience.
Well, he always gives me gems. You know, he was on the defensive side of the ball, so he can give me a little different standpoint. But, you know, me and his conversation is more like father and son conversation, not too much football. We keep the football side on the field.
Do you wear 15 because it's 51 inverted and your dad wore 51?
Nah, I wear 15 because I was born on the 15th.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Johnny, for you, like just adjustment-wise, to go, you know, you talked about early in high school, maybe you weren't like the star, then you developed into one. Now you're back at that, you know, under the developing part of your
Yes.
game. How hard is that from just a mental perspective, especially because you're far from home? Like, what is the biggest challenge for you?
Well, at first it was kind of hard because I had to reprogram myself to like you're back on grind mode. But at the end of the day, I've done it before. I know what the overall goal is. I know what I want to complete in my journey. So it's time to work.
When you hear press conferences and Coach Day talking about Jelani, we need you, like, is that intimidating? Is it inspiring? How does that make you?
That's inspiring. He's basically calling your number. When your number gets called, make the play. That's all it is. Coach Day loves me. I love the team. He loves the team. So when he singles you out and lets you know he needs you, that's all it needs to be said.
There's a quiet confidence about you right now, I guess, talking in this interview. I guess, where does that come from? Where do you get your confidence from?
My confidence? I feed off myself a lot. I bring good energy. I'm always smiling. I feel like if you ain't did nothing wrong, there's nothing not to be confident about.
Jelani, Pat Grove was saying that toughness for you stands out between last year and this year, just more tough. What does that mean to you? Like, what is toughness to you, and how are you more tough this year?
Toughness, I feel like for the tight end unit this year, we made a stand as a tight end unit, be the toughest team, be the toughest unit on the team, no matter what. Offense, defensive side, be the toughest unit because we have to do, I feel like, the most. Like he said, run routes like a wide receiver, block like a D-line, O-line, sorry. So I feel like you got to bring it. You got to be tough. It's just part of the game.
What does that look like on the day-to-day? Like, was that in the weight room that you built that, or how did
Well,
that manifest?
yeah, obviously I got stronger in the weight room. I got a little bit bigger, but that's also on the field. Being able to get in between big plays, showing extra efforts down the field, running, being tough. Being tough is an overall game. It's just not physical.
You play such a developmental position. What's it like to do that against this Ohio State defense?
Well, you get to test your skills every day. You have the best people on the other side of the ball. You got safeties at a high level, corners at a high level, D linemen at a high level, linebackers at a high level. It's just an everyday grind for real.
What happens if you have a bad day?
No such thing as a bad day. It's just lessons.
Other than consistency, what's the tangible thing you need to do to take that next step, you think?
Stay in the books. Stay watching film. I feel like. Yeah.
Jelani, with your room being as deep as this, do you feel like there is a good opportunity for quite a few of you guys to see some time on the field and not just kind of towards the end of the game type thing, but maybe some like real legitimate, meaningful reps
For
throughout
sure.
games?
I feel like everybody in our room is well capable of going out of the field and not missing a beat. I feel like everybody in our room can come in, play H or Y, know what they're doing, and do it at a high level. I feel like with our room being deep is nothing but a weapon for us.
Have you guys been kind of tailoring your practices towards that kind of possible game plan aspect?
I wouldn't say tailor, but Coach puts us in the best situation. Coach puts us in all the situations, actually. If he wants you to go out at Y, go out at Y. If he wants you to go out at H, go at H. Do what you need to do.
How do you think high school team has handled the last 9 months going through his own
I feel like everybody has their own journey for real, and how they go about it is different. But I feel like he's taking it on the chin, and I feel like he's taking it well. He's learning from the older guys, like I had to do last year. He's making plays. He's learning. I feel like that room is deep, and everybody can do what they need to do as well.
Jelani, you feel like you're going to be on the field. You may have been asked this earlier. You feel like you're going to finally get on the field a lot this year. What's your sense of it?
I feel like I'm gonna get on the field. It depends on a lot. That all depends on me. If I go on the field and get what I need to be done, I'll get more plays.
Yeah.
If I don't do what I need to do, they're gonna find the next man who can do it.
And that checklist is what? I mean, what gets you on the field? Like you said, if you do what needs to be done, what is that? Just consistency?
Big consistency. That's all it is. Knowing what you need to do, why you need to do it, and why you need to do it. Like that's all part of it. Once you're out there and they know what you're doing, you're gonna keep rolling until you mess up. If you mess up, they're gonna tell you how to fix it, throw you back out there.
When you watch video of yourself, can you see what kind of weapon you are? If you're on the, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you understand your advantages, right?
Yeah, I know I'm a mismatch problem sometimes, well, most of the time. But I usually try not to watch too much videos of myself. It's just film now.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you're just on the cusp of just exploding, maybe just being stopped?
I feel like I made a lot of progress from last year. This year we'll see how it goes. We haven't played our first game yet, so I don't know what to expect. But I know I'm gonna go out there and give it 110%. Hopefully the Buckeyes win.
You mentioned, kind of learning the playbook and getting bigger. Where do you think your biggest growth has come in this last year?
I feel like the growth has been all around, honestly. With the guys in our room, different guys have different skill sets. Different guys have different gyms. So you pick a gym from Pat, you pick a gym from G, get a gym from K before he left. He still talks to us a little bit. He got bigger gyms now, so I feel like the development has been all around. I couldn't pinpoint one part of my game for real.
What do you like most about the game of football?
The physicality part,
Yeah.
and 15 gets to score touchdowns.
And how much better have you become from a blocking standpoint, or wherever you want to call it? Where have you definitely improved in that realm?
Say it again, sorry.
The blocking standpoint of your,
Mhm.
as Ryan Day says, it's most complex probably position on the field, playing tight end.
Yeah.
You got to be this guy and then this guy, and then you got to, split the seam.
Yeah, I feel like the blocking standpoint, the thing I got better at was just hand placement and hat placement, knowing the leverage of the ball, knowing to get your hands out there first, get the first touch.
Yeah.
If you get the first touch, you win the block.
Last question.
Really large hands.
Yeah.
How much does that help you?
It helps me a lot. These mitts right here either can catch something or block something.